Hey there, folks. It's the E-Man here. Yep, and I guess I wanted to address some particular issues I have with, well, my thoughts on what Nintendo has been doing with the Switch 2, and maybe my kind of references on how I foresee or how I have seen Nintendo from my certain perspective. Being the age that I am, I have kind of saw the beginning of because when Nintendo came out with the NES, it was like it reinvigorated the entire video game industry. Sometimes people refer to Mario as Mr. Video Game, so that they really brought back video games and made them fun and cool and interesting again. Yeah, the original NES. I think I remember getting that for Christmas too. And then well, I didn't get a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. I ended up getting the Sega Genesis, and then over time. But I always loved the NES. I loved just playing it. So I played it even back when it was not popular. So yeah, so I did miss out on the Super NES. But then of course we had the yeah, and then we had the yeah, and Nintendo consoles. We had the N64, and it was like, oh, Nintendo's doing cartridges. Oh, hmm. Yeah. Then there was like issues and limitations with that, and cartridges were more expensive. The N64, the best it can do for output is as video, so there's no RGB support. Maybe people felt like the N64 wasn't properly supported by Nintendo, or maybe Nintendo wanted to cut some costs somewhere. They did save money compared to the other consoles. Because with the disc spinning, there's a lot more extra parts you gotta do. Yeah, and I got the N64 for Christmas with Star Fox and the pack. It was like Nintendo was an impressive thing. Let's see, and then what did we get next? Oh yes, we got the Nintendo GameCube. I remember I was working at Walmart at the time, and I went and got a GameCube. And it was an impressive console. I really liked it. And then it was like, wow, Nintendo's doing discs. But they were the very small domestic discs. Hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking to see if I had a GameCube disc. But yeah, basically those are the much smaller discs, and those have a lot of disc rot issues and stuff. And then the GameCube was kind of all about the games more than it was the console. It was an interesting console. It was a cool UI, and I liked the opening thing of it. But yeah, I mean, and on the other systems, they kind of focused more on like hardware and a lot more other more powerful graphical things. Yeah, I know, like the PS2 and the Xbox. Yeah, I just wanted to focus on the Nintendo consoles for now. Yeah, and then the GameCube, and then and then we had the Wii come out, and the Wii was fun. They had the cool motion controls. It was kind of a gimmick, but it sold games. And sold consoles. I remember never being able to find a Wii. It took forever to finally get one. Yeah, the Wii was great. The sales was everyone felt like they could play it, but it was something everyone wanted to get into. Like a lot of grandmothers that were playing Wii bowling and never had really played a video game before, and they just really enjoyed it. And then of course, then we got the Wii U, which I think it was a good system, but I feel like maybe it came out too late, or well, it was wanted to have games on it, like you wanted to have the Batman Arkham series games on it, but it's like by the time it got on, it's a cool version of it, I will admit. But a lot of people had probably already played it on other consoles. Yeah, so it was like Nintendo was kind of late to the party. with the Wii U. And then, of course, some people were confused about how the screen worked. I loved the shop and stuff. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people were confused by what the Wii U was. Yeah, because remember, like, the Wii could play GameCube games, and that was cool. I still have a Wii to play GameCube games on. And then there's like, and then the Wii U could play Wii games on it. So technically, the Wii U was technically a Wii and a Wii U. And I have my Wii U. It's just thankfully still working. Yeah, and the Wii U was just, it just didn't do well. And Nintendo was, was kind of not doing well. Like the Wii U, like no one really bought it. It was an unadequated system. It was just kind of a letdown. Yes, and then, the Switch. Nintendo Switch. I thought it was just on Project NX or something originally. Yeah, it was like, boom, we have the Switch. It's... Oh, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course, we had all the portable consoles, of course. Like the Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, and the handheld market. Nintendo always did have a big corner on the market. The original Game Boy, for instance, was really good with its longer battery life. I remember having a Game Gear, and it's like, it put like, what was it, like a whole pile of batteries into it. And it would last for like not very long. Yeah, because it was like, Nintendo was just kind of a powerhouse with a lot of their stuff. Because we had like, of course, the Virtual Boy was kind of a fallout, and Nintendo there would always be kind of a console that would kind of not do particularly well. You had Game Boy Advance, and there was the DS. It was like, yeah, it goes on and on about the consoles that were like really cool. I even have a 3DS, and I regret not getting one when it came out. Well, then they had issues with that. It was expensive. No one liked it. It was like they had to come out and really kind of convince people, okay, we're gonna like do a program. We're gonna kind of give you guys a little bit of a break on it, or we had to drop the price because it's too expensive. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, maybe the Switch 2 is going to end up doing the same thing. But yeah, but then we had the Nintendo Switch, and it was just great. It's been great. I mean, the console was kind of outdated when it first came out. It wasn't as powerful. Very limited to what games we could play on it. I mean, it's gotten a little bit better. It is impressive that were able to milk the original Switch for so much. And then, and the Switch was very successful for Nintendo. They made a lot of money. They kind of got out of the hole of the Wii U and was looking up. And it's been looking up. And of course, we're like, we start feeling the Switch is aging. What's the next thing? And they were hush-hush about it. Now we got like the Switch 2. And it might have another issue like they had with the 3DS, whatnot. Like, where the console's too expensive, they're going to bring the price down. And the games can stay the same price, I guess. We just have to tolerate the games. But, yeah, it's like Nintendo was always more of, like, the cheaper console and kind of like, well, different games. Really play them for the first-party games, like Zelda, Metroid, Star Fox. And then, like, Nintendo just started fading away with IPs, and Nintendo doing weird decisions, like acting like they're not really competing with anybody. I don't know if they feel like they have to compete with everyone else, or they're just trying to follow in step with what everyone else is doing, like the whole market is doing. And we got tariffs and all kinds of things that are just affecting it, and price is always going to be an issue. Yeah, a lot of gaming computers are expensive because we had the pandemic. We went through that stuff, and it's like, yeah, a lot of things have kind of gone on here, and the Switch 2 is like another big milestone for Nintendo, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Like, hopefully it's not going to be a giant disaster for them. I don't know, I think maybe Nintendo's just, they've been eating good for such a long time, they probably just have kind of an ego, thinking they can do no wrong or something. Yeah, they've got diehard fans. I guess you could say I'm technically a diehard Nintendo fan myself. I've kind of been with Nintendo for a very long time. It's at the very beginning of what they wanted to do. I mean, not really the Game Boy era, but the Game Boy Advanced and so the D. So there's so many consoles. I don't want to read off all of them, but some of the major consoles that I just kind of remember getting for birthday or for Christmas, and now it's like, of course, being an adult, whenever I happen to have the money, I can try to go get these, but or use a credit card or something as an adult. Well, I think I grew up a lot different than most people do nowadays. I mean, no offense to like newer parents or something, but a lot of times I feel like a lot of kids just would get whatever they wanted to. But yeah, I mean, sometimes to be happy with what you have is good. Like, try to enjoy the Switch much more as you can. I mean, maybe I thought, like, oh, we'll get the Switch 2 later, not really freaking out about getting it. I mean, it looks cool. Some issues, the battery life and other issues, it's just price is an issue. Always will be. But the download codes, and then, like, we see, then there's, like, one game they showed that's, like, $70. And then they're bringing back, like, it feels like, kind of like the Wii U era, because it's like, oh, well, now we're going to bring out special editions of older games. I mean, I love Elden Ring. Don't get me wrong, I love that game. I put a lot of hours into that game. A lot of hours. I have like the Xbox One version, and I have like the PlayStation 5 version, and I have a computer version. So I could do some videos of that. It's really impressive. I mean, I like that game, but it does seem kind of an inadequate thing. Like some of these launch titles are going to be like ports of other games, and considering how more of it'd be bigger pain to play the Switch 2 versions of them, or you probably don't want to play them on something else. Well, I know that, the current consoles, they promised us 120 frames per second. That didn't really happen, so. Yeah, Nintendo's like everything else, or maybe the reality is Nintendo is a company, and they need to make money. They're not our friends. They want to make money. As much as we'd like to think that a lot of these game companies are our friends, they're not. I mean, they need to make money. They have their own bottom line, and they're a business, and they need to make money. I understand that. So it's like some people get a little too uptight about that, and it's like you just need to see. Not that they're our enemy or anything, but they're not our buddies. They like to give us product because we pay for it. And if we just roll over and pay it, they're just going to keep doing this, and it's going to get worse. But it's like, yeah, we've got like supposedly the new Grand Theft Auto game that's been postponed again. It's probably going to be the PlayStation 6 by the time we see that. Well, Metroid Prime 4, I was really looking forward to that. I've been waiting forever. Like, supposedly, like, Metroid Prime 4 was completely erased and then redone into a whole other game by Retro Studios again, and they just knocked it out of the park. I've seen the footage of it. It looks like a Metroid Prime game. The HUD and everything, a little bit more enhanced graphics, of course. And better sound on the Switch 2 as well, and it's like... Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah. And supposedly, I think there is also a regular Switch version of Metroid Prime 4. So we may be looking at this as like a transitional game, like, the last hurrah for the original Switch, and then, hello, Switch 2 version. But, then we have Mario Kart World. That's impressive. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's probably going to be a really good Mario Kart game. You could technically call it Mario Kart 9, but they want to advertise the world future. And then some Donkey Kong Country game. Then I think we had Bravely Default, which was a Nintendo DS game, I think, that's being remastered. And for some odd reason, that's $40. I'm a little confused with the pricing of it. But yeah, that was basically my feelings on Nintendo and how I've been with them for a while. And, Nintendo has had its ups and downs, and hopefully this is going to be an up for them, but I'm not sure. But I think this is just, maybe I feel like the way things are going, like everything's going to come to a head at some point. Something's going to have to change, or something's going to have to happen. The video game industry is just feels like it's suffering. It's collapsing under its own weight. Like the budgets for these games going through the roof. Much like movies and TV shows now. It's like people spending millions of dollars to develop these games, and where they tell us, or spend all this money telling us, oh, this game is great. It's going to be the greatest game ever fucking made. And it ends up not being it. And it's like, it's also another issue. It's this, oh, well, we're going to charge as much because blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, I know, you're a company. You got to make money. And then, of course, I heard that, like, Microsoft wants to put out its type of kind of hybrid console, and then maybe even Sony's talking about it. So maybe they're thinking that this is why might help sell consoles. And I'm like, yeah, but you're basically kind of doing what Nintendo's doing. You're like, oh, well, I'm going to do what Nintendo does because that works for them. It's like, I would like all these consoles to be different, to have their own kind of, to be different. If we look around, all of a sudden, all the consoles all look the same. It's not going to be worth it. The competition and whatnot. Well, if Nintendo really gets in there, the other game called like Sony and Microsoft, they're probably going to sell us things at cheaper prices. So we may get cheaper games on the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox. Perhaps. Perhaps when Nintendo has set this precedence of how expensive games need to be going forward, or the whole concept of games, then, I mean, Nintendo's competitors are going to jump into the ring and they're going to say, oh, well, we'll offer you this game like $10 cheaper than they do. You're probably likely to go to the cheaper game. Well, I mean, the consoles, of course, we're pretty much paying like $600 or something like that for the PlayStation 5. But of course, usually we got to pay for the nose for a game, of course, or something. Yeah. And I have my, gaming collections and stuff. My biggest collection, I think, is like the Super NES, and it was really cool to get Super NES games and be able to play that console that I missed out on. It was a great console. Yeah, I mean, every company has had its ups and downs. Like we've seen Sega, and Sega doesn't make hardware anymore; it makes software. So it's like you can make some poor decisions. But it's easy for us to kind of say what they should do or they should lower the price. It's like they're not going to lower the price just because we're unhappy about it. They might think it through a little bit more. Maybe eventually they'll give us some kind of a deal or something, or maybe Nintendo will decide, well, we'll give you this if the games doesn't sell very well, they're going to start lowering the price so it will sell more. Yeah, because it's like, is it better to sell something at a loss and be able to sell tons of it? Because I'm like, for most Nintendo fans, I mean, you just pick up any piece of plastic, write Nintendo on it, and someone's probably going to want to buy it. So it's like, yeah, people are going to buy it. They're going to want to buy it. I like to get like new gaming experiences and whatnot. And we have like a lot of, well, we had like the Steam Deck and other, like trying to make these mini computers that you can play games on the go. Because I guess that's, everyone wants to kind of play games on the go because that's easiest to do. You're going to work. Oh, well, you can play your game a little bit on your break or something at work because you can go out to your car and play it. And that is a cool thing. But I'm like, for me, a lot of times it's like I'd rather just, if I got a Switch 2, I'd rather just play it in, well, I have a Switch and I usually just play it in dock mode. I don't usually use the handheld mode really. That's because it hurts to hold it for too long, or it kind of hurts my eyes to kind of look at it. Like I have issues looking at the 3DS screen because my eyes, I like to look at it kind of cross-eyed to see it with the 3D effect of it. Yeah, it made me a little bit sick at first when I first saw it, but it was really cool when I saw the Nintendo 3DS. Like, it was cool when you see the 3D. I thought you could reach in there and pull the person out because it was really cool 3D effect. And it was to see some cool N64 games. Some of my favorite N64 games, like, kind of redone in a new format. Yeah, a big thing I'm hoping for is a Star Fox game. Where is the Star Fox game? There should be a Star Fox game. Yeah, it would be really cool. I hope they really make up for Star Fox Zero. It's still a great game, but it's frustrating to play it, I think. Yeah, I just Nintendo. Zelda, I don't know. I guess we're probably getting some more remasters, like newer versions of Breath of the Wild that you can get with the two Zelda games. Yeah, I wonder what new Zelda game we're going to get. I wonder if we might get a new Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, I don't know. I probably need to do a whole video talking about different things I would want, different game, IPs I would like to see, like come to the Switch 2. A lot of IPs that we don't really get many entries in. Star Fox, most definitely. Used to be, yeah, Star Fox fans used to be eating good for a while, but it's like, well, and then we had Super Metroid, and then had nothing for a long time, and then all of a sudden we got like 2 games, and yeah, Nintendo is interesting with the IPs, and then there's been a lot of fan games because people just got tired of waiting for it. Like, fans actually went and made a remake of Metroid Prime 2, and it was great. I mean, they did it in their free time. They didn't charge any money because Nintendo take them down or something. This is another Metroid Prime 2 remake or something. It's cool. I should probably play it on my channel here at some point. It's a cool game. Yeah, I like how it was done. Well, and then Nintendo, like, then all of a sudden they re-released on the 3DS Metroid Prime, and I was not Metroid Prime, but what is it called? Oh yeah, it was the Samus Returns on the on the 3DS. Yeah. I just managed to go on the store and get that game downloaded before I think the store shut down, so I was able to get that game. That's a cool game. And then we got Metroid Dread. Excuse me, and I like that game, but Metroid Dread was kind of a sequel to Metroid Fusion. I played that one, but yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of cool to sometimes get a 2D Metroid game and then get like a 3D Metroid game. Yeah, I can only imagine what they might want to do with Star Fox. Yeah, even what they're going to do next with Zelda. Well, anyway, I thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry it went on too long. It's a lot to talk about, and I don't have much time, but anyway. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Yes, and I do appreciate everyone that is subscribed now. It's really cool to see 68 subscribers. I'm hoping for some more subscribers. Yeah, you guys just leave in the comments what you kind of think about, Nintendo as a company, or are you going to get a Switch 2, or are you kind of annoyed with Nintendo's kind of answers for why everything is what it is. It's almost like asking someone why the sky is blue. I mean, you're always going to be kind of not happy with what they say, but maybe Nintendo might change their mind about a few things, but I don't know. Yeah, and I guess some people should keep in mind that the first batch is the Switch 2s. They don't know what problems they may have. Yeah, because if no one really looked over how these were manufactured, there could be some problems. Well, they're trying to cut costs, maybe there's some flaw or something. Yeah, the Switch 2 dock is supposed to have a fan, so that's the heating thing, so it can use more powerful graphics systems. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later then. I'll see you in the next video then. Bye.